Let's start this week with a shot of hope, always remembering the steps that we're taking forwards towards Palestinian liberation.
Trinity College Dublin and University of California, Sacramento have both confirmed, in light of recent protests, that they will divest from Israel. Also, Trinity College in Cambridge, Oxbridge's richest college, with assets worth £1.4 billion, has decided to divest from Israel.
IOF soldiers and veterans returning from Israel are being questioned by counter-terrorism police at UK airports in what we hope is a harbinger of consequences to come to those who made a conscious choice to participate in ethnic cleansing and genocide.
As of the 2nd of May, Colombia has ceased all diplomatic relations with Israel.
There are at least 90 Gaza solidarity encampments across the world in what is a worldwide generational shift towards pro-Palestinian support. It is no wonder that Israeli authorities and their allies are concerned, because the impact of this change will ripple through Palestine-related policy, from the United States to Mexico, from France to Lebanon, from Italy to Sweden.
L3Harris, a weapons manufacturer that supplies Israel, was forced to leave Brighton because their landlord refused to renew their lease after protesters rallied outside the property.
South Africa is again seeking additional measures from the ICJ in light of the Rafah offensive. In a further diplomatic blow to Israel, Libya and Egypt have announced they will back South Africa's intervention.
Meet this gorgeous Gazan couple celebrating their wedding in the displaced people's tents in Deir al-Balah, central Gaza. They just go on to show us that even in times of war, love blooms.
At the General Conference of the United Methodist Church, they voted overwhelmingly to divest from Israeli bonds and also from bonds from any countries involved in prolonged military occupations. This is a first divestment from a major Christian denomination, and huge hope for what's to come from the rest.
The University of York in the United Kingdom has announced that it will divest from weapons manufacturing and defense-related companies. And while this happened nearby at the University of Sheffield, protesters stormed an education awards, demanding that the university cut ties with arms deals and universities within Israel, and to redirect resources away from arms-related research.
A Georgia State University graduate changed her name to Bisan Falastin Raton Amidan, Arabic for Free Palestine, and raised the Palestinian kafia in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza during her graduation ceremony.
Professor Ghassan Abu Sitta's Schengen-wide travel ban implemented by Germany has been overturned after a legal challenge by Alexander Gorski and the International Center for Justice for Palestinians and the European Support Center.
Meet Ghassan, a Palestinian-American lawyer who was offered to provide legal advice for free to students who were arrested or threatened with deportation due to their activism on Palestine.
Starbucks shares were down by £12 billion, and its shares lost 14% of their value after missing its earnings target. Boycotts work.
Pure Gym, River Island and Next are the latest boycott targets because they are either run by people who support the ongoing genocide or they fund Israeli apartheid, occupation and violence. You can help by cancelling your Pure Gym membership and refusing to buy any products from any of these companies.
Both the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, and the Mayor of West Midlands, Richard Parker, have called for the UK to impose an arms embargo on Israel.
Evergreen State College in Olympia, Washington, which was attended by the martyr Rachel Corrie, who was crushed by an Israeli bulldozer in Palestine in 2003, voted to fully divest from Israel.
Meet the Palestinian Christians who, in defiance of the genocide that would have erased them from their homelands, with the assent of the noticeably silent Christian communities around the world, held Palm Sunday Mass at the Greek Orthodox Church in Gaza City.
Spain, Ireland and Slovenia are predicted to jointly announce their recognition of Palestine on the 21st of May. In addition to that, Malta and Belgium, as well as here in the Caribbean, Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago and Bahamas, have formally announced their intention to recognize Palestine as a state.
A daughter shared that her Palestinian mother, who lived under Israeli occupation for almost 30 years, filled with heart and benevolence, fed the entire George Washington University encampment one night.
More than 80 high school students walked out of Greenshaw High School in Sutton in the UK in protest against the visit of local Tory MP Paul Scully, who voted against a ceasefire. Yet more proof that supporting genocide will be a stain on careers for generations.
Senior management at Goldsmiths, University of London, have conceded to a host of demands, including new scholarships for Palestinian undergraduate students, an additional postgraduate scholarship, the establishment of an ethical investment policy, and their backing calls for a ceasefire, as well as the rebuilding of education in Gaza.
This week, the UN General Assembly determined that the State of Palestine is qualified and should be admitted as a member to the United Nations, with 143 votes versus 9 against and with 25 abstentions, showing us not only the growing isolation of Israel, but also sending a clear message to the permanent members, like the United States, that any veto will go against the will of the vast majority of the world.
Meet the Palestinians who return to their destroyed home. Because when the land is yours, you don't leave, you nurture it and you plant seeds. And how can you not be moved by this little boy's infectious optimism and hard work? This is how you breathe life back into the world.
As of May 2nd, Turkey has suspended trade relations with Israel. The reason why that is of importance is because their trade relations last year in 2023 brought in 6.8 billion euros. This not only serves as a blow to the Israeli economy, but also to Western normalization of trade relations with an apartheid state.
And don't forget to stream Hin's Hall by Macklemore. All proceeds go to UNRWA.
I went to a demonstration to mark the 76th year of the Nakba, and whilst I was there I heard this. And if they believe that they can win, who am I to question? If they believe that they can win, so do I. And so should you.